Hello, it's your old buddy Slimbo D. Now, I did promise you guys some guitars, and rather than go through my 7 strings, which are pretty well covered, I might show you my 8 string. I don't have a 9 yet. I almost bought one from a Mr. Mike Capola, a custom. But this happens to be a Hellraiser 8 string. Now, when Ibanez came out with their 8 string, I really wanted one bad. But they were black and very expensive. Not that this one wasn't. About $100 a string. Limited edition. I think they made 1,000 worldwide. Hellraiser V or whatever, V8. It's got some EMG scabby pickups in there. I forget what they're called, but like 808s or something. I don't know. They're made for a bass, so it'll handle the lows, but I don't really get much. I want to put some Duncan activators in there, or DiMarzio. I'm supposed to have a nice natural sounding one. Your basic bridge. Lots of inlay. The old, my buddy called it the French whorehouse, or mother of pearl inlay. There's lots of that around the binding. It's kind of nice. Schecter does a nice job. I'm sure it's all made on one big machine and squirted out with some Schecter locking machines. And it's pretty cool. It's rare. I'd like to get some pickups in it before I use it. It's only been a couple of years, but I'm gonna just try to turn on an old pig nose here, one in camo. Find one of those, okay? Ah, fresh. So, just gonna leave you with a little. Turn this around. Okay. There's me. Try to keep the double chins down to a dull roar. And, that's your basic, clean it up a little bit. So that's cool, but doesn't work too good as a guitar, really. Just can't stand those pickups. It's not bad though. I haven't ever changed the strings. Break it out about once a year, so I'm sure a 9 string will get played even more. But it's actually a really groovy guitar. I have never, I've been able to play the Ibanez, the cheap ones and the good ones. They're 8 strings. The 9 that they showed at NAMM is just beautiful. I'd love to try that out. The reason guitars have 6 strings on them, though, is because that's really what they're designed for. You have to mess with scale when you go to these, they call for a longer and longer and longer scale. Baritone, longer scale. Bass, usually a longer scale, unless it's a short scale. So I've even seen customs with, like, all of a sudden the frets break in half and all the bass strings get wider and wider apart for intonation. So that's the problem. So it lends itself to a lot of muddy rah-rah-rah cookie monster metal, and that's really too bad, because the instrument should be used as a bass and 6-string syncopated kind of thing. It's really too bad, but it's groovy to have the extra strings. It does bring out, forces you to kind of go to different places that you wouldn't normally go to.